Oh, wow. Well, I really don't know what happened, but I had to restart the broadcast because it just froze. And it's not internet, it's not electricity. I really don't know what happened. So I'm sorry that I had to restart again. I'm sorry. The It's a technical thing anyway. That's why people sometimes I understand why people are skeptical about anything that has to do with online, but this is not the reason. Well, it's a strange it's a strange feeling I get right now that you know everything is going well. I can understand if my computer had gone off or there was power outage or there was internet shutdown. All of that was not the problem, but it just went up. So I'm sorry if we lost momentum and we lost steam. I was actually talking about how we we got a technical partnership for the Bayern FC Bayern Youth Cup, as well as the Juventus Academy. We're now their media partners. Something we're happy about. We're very proud about it. The VOE Foundation is their partners, their global partner, and they came to Nigeria to set things up. And we're happy to be one people that is selected, courtesy our work with the Lagos FA Cup that some people said we're wasting our time doing when we did that one. I also said something about our focal points right now, why we have decided to change. When we did 18 episode of Sports as the Odd, the logistic was crazy. It was very expensive to run, especially without a sponsor. And then we also thought, okay, let's do around the MPFL, another thing that I'm passionate about that would also help to expose and put the MPFL players in the front burner and create talking point for discussion about them. But unfortunately, that also hits a brick wall because we're actually not giving the right reception and right access that we were expecting from the clubs. You know, every time we go to a different MPFL club, try to explain to them what we're doing, either some of them want to take money from us or they think that we're coming to expose them to the world and maybe it would stop them to let people know them. I didn't really get it. So the red tape and the threat to us was getting too much. So we turned down in the process of doing that project, whereas what 2.4 dollars. It's not really something to be happy about. It happens, and we had to readjust and recalibrate our plan and find ourselves where we were. So that's how we got to do the Lagos State FA Cup in May. And we're lucky. The guys at the Lagos State FA Cup were fantastic. And my sponsor for my radio show was we could do better, we could improve. But for starters, with the success, I'm not hearing that a lot of people are interested in doing something with the Lagos State FA Cup, whatever it is, it's fine. But I mean, at Elegbete, what we really want to do, what we want to be known for is be known for a team that a crew that focuses on grassroots. So if there's a young boy in your neighborhood that plays very well for a local team there, you can actually reach out to us, send us a message and tell us, okay, this player, I say, we're not going to ask you for money for us to come there. We will find our way there. It's a job that we've agreed to do. So we'll find a way to get the job done. And at the end of it, so that because when we looked at some of the things that have happened recently in our football, take for instance, when I watch this on this TV and I see people like Odio Gallo and what's the other guy again, Kelechi Iheanacho, talking about how they started. And I'm surprised that they cannot, I mean, the producers of that project could not go get their real fathers. I can understand if you cannot get their junior picture videos when they were young. Nobody have that. I don't have myself. But not having their parents struck me like, okay, this is something we will do. So we'll focus on grassroots. But on the table talk, we're trying to focus on trending and current sporting issues. And one of the major issue on the front burner is the Ozil issue. We'll come to that later. And the Salisu Yusuf talk. And then also ask me a question about MRS, and I'll get to talk about that as we go, how it works and all that. But first, let me talk about Salisu Yusuf. I've known Salisi Yusuf for a while on the phone. When I was still radio, we had to do interview to get insight for our show daily. I spoke to him, quite receptive, quite a nice guy. And then when I went to this to Kano with my crew for Super 6, it was one of the first person that I called him before we got there that I was going to interview him. And as soon as we got to the camp, he was the one I like, come. So it was very nice. So when I see that video, maybe if they had asked me that question a year ago or 2 years ago, this is how I answer. Salisi Yusuf messed up. He should be fired. He should go. That's how I answer. Because that's as much as my knowledge. A man is as strong as his knowledge. That's as much as my knowledge would allow me. But right now, because I do video and most times I see how my producer cut and join clips. So first, when I saw the video that was sent to me, it was about 3 minutes and 36 seconds. The first thing I said is, this is not a full cut. It's joint. That's why you could see Tahil Hotel in Kano in there, and you could see stadium, you could see different places. So this is my take. Salisi Yusuf messed up where he accepted that money. That's based on analyzing that video. But if I don't have the whole raw video, I cannot judge. You know why? This is my reason. Salisi Yusuf could have also said to the guy that no, I cannot take money to feature players. I would only feature the players that I've selected are the best that I have, and those are the players and features based on the game. Now, if you look at that video, what if he said that and those parts was edited out of it? We will never know. You understand? Because it's cut and join. We're doing a live feed right now. You understand? If this show was recorded, this technical problem we had just now you will not notice. If it happen, we'll cut it and then come back again and join. So for that, I'm not taking side with him, but I just think that the honorable thing is he's been caught culpable. He should step aside and go and look for a job somewhere else and continue his career. But I will not tag him now as the bribe collector. Just about how I've said it before, every coach in the world, both in Nigeria, both your Jose Mourinho, your Pep Guardiola, your Arsene Wenger, they all collect kick. Some people know how to steal and don't get caught. Some people are just lousy about it. That's just it. So let's get past that. The Ozil matter, yesterday I made a few tweets about it, and this is my take on it, and I would stand by this. First off, I think that the Germans messed up on so many fronts. When the Germans won the Confederations, that was the basis upon which I even predicted that they would flop at the World Cup, and people didn't understand what I was saying. There was too much arrogance in their approach and their attitude towards the World Cup. They just felt like Germany, people like Germany have 3 first 11, they can pick any team and go and win. After all, they use a result to win the Confederations Cup. 4 years ago, I started building, coming together from your Klinsmann time till is winning the World Cup 4 years ago in Brazil. So that team are taking time to together. Going to this tour, they were all informed coming into the Cup 4 years ago. Going to Russia, the guy who scored the goal in extra time for them was not in the team because of injury. Manana had been out of action for 8 months. He has come back, kept one game that he lost, the poker finals, and then all of a sudden he was going to the World Cup, not just going to the World Cup, but going there to be number one. That was all a problem. But see that Sane had just won the English Premier League in England. He didn't pick him up. That was a whole problem. And then talking about Ozil now and that picture, let us be honest. I don't like Buhari. Now, I don't have any, and I'm going to say that. The thing is, Nigerian presidency overwhelms people. It turns good people into bad people. So I am not happy with the way he's running the ship of this country. But if Buhari is in Lagos or I'm in a country and Buhari wants to meet with me, I do not have the will or the power to say I will not snap picture with Buhari. It doesn't matter whether I'm endorsing him or I'm not endorsing him. It is just a natural human thing. It is impossible. I will not be able to do that. Let me give you a good example. I don't like the governor of Delta State. I don't think he's doing well with Delta State. But Kowa is in Lagos and his team called me and I said the governor wants to meet with me. I will go and meet with him. When we finished that meeting and he said he wants to snap picture with me, I cannot say no. It is not possible. And I think that's exactly what happened with Ozil. This same man goes to the G14 or G2, G7 meeting and snap pictures with the German chancellor. That's no problem. Lothar Matthäus snap picture with Vladimir Putin. There was no problem. So there are more German cars driven in Turkey than any other country's car. There's no problem with it. So picking on Ozil is just not at all. The Germans just face the fact that they will go eliminated in the first round of the World Cup and they needed a scapegoat. Don't blame their own German people, so they look for somebody. To me, it's racism, and it was nice that Ozil decided to step aside. Who's going to benefit from it? Well, if Ozil is the kind of player like Cristiano Ronaldo that have that kind of mental strength, like I want to prove to you people that one, I'm not dead and gone, I have what it takes to still play football, and you guys will regret letting me leave, then Arsenal will benefit from it. But then we know Ozil. Ozil can sometimes be Ozil and disappear in games where you need him to perform for you. So on that strength, I'll keep my fingers crossed on it. That's that. Now let's come to the question that my brother, I'm calling him my brother now. Well, he's deserved it. Amosuwe Precious asked question. First of all, let's understand what MRI whatever is. MRI is a machine. They call it magnetic resonance imaging. Okay, I know what that one means. Okay, so let me read from what I have, my research notes. MRI scan. I have some notes about MRI scan before. Magnetic resonance image, also known as nuclear magnetic resonance imaging, is a scanning technique for creating detailed images of the human body, of parts of the body that can't be seen as well with X-rays, CT scans, or ultrasound. For example, it can help doctors to see inside joints, cartilage, ligament, muscles, and tendons, which makes it helpful for detecting various sports injuries. This is something from Life Science. This is a report from Life Science. Like I just wrote that. MRI scan is also used to examine internal body structure and diagnose a variety of disorders such as stroke, tumor, aneurysm, spinal cord injuries, multiple sclerosis, and eye or inner eye problem or ear problems as well. According to the Mayo Clinic, if you listen to Brilla FM in the early days, Mayo Clinic used to be one of our partners at that time, and they give very, very good update. According to Mayo Clinic, it is also widely used in research to measure brain structure and function, among others. What makes MRI so powerful is you have really exquisite soft tissues and anatomy details, said Dr. Christopher Philippi, a diagnostic radiologist at North Shore University Hospital, Manhattan, New York. Okay, let's get past that one. Let me come back again. I'm trying to deal with the questions that were asked in the past. Amosuwe Precious, I said this new partnership is going to have our footballers having career spanning beyond a decade. I agree with you completely on that one. It's a system. It's not something that Elegbete alone will do. It's a system that we will all have to come together and agree that, okay, for the future and for the future of our children, this is what we'll do. I think that if we don't put the right systems in place, Nigeria and a lot of African teams will not even be able to win the under 17 in the future. You know why? With time, it will get to a place. FIFA is still being very, very nice right now. In my own opinion, I think FIFA is still being very nice. What FIFA would have done to just destroy, it's just that they don't want to destroy the integrity of their competition. This is what would have happened. FIFA would have said, the way they do doping tests, FIFA would have said that on the eve, after you submitted your lists of players coming into the tournament, like the World Cup, you have come to the tournament, like they're hosting the World Cup, let's say in the US now, you've flown your team, you can no longer change anybody. They will not do MRI scan. If they do an MRI scan, anybody that failed it will not participate in the tournament. Almost all African countries will not, especially West African countries will not play. But I think FIFA is trying to be not just fair, but it's trying to be nice, because I don't think they're being fair to Europeans who don't cheat. They're just trying to be nice and support the integrity of the tournament so that the tournament doesn't go back. But I think if FIFA does that once, if they just do that for once, the whole talk would change. Countries would put themselves in order. West African countries don't have database. We give it to children. Take for instance, my son. When I gave birth to my son, I had to struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle to get government birth certificate. And you know the funny thing, there is no database to it. I've paid like 3 times now to get my daughter's birth certificate. Believe you me, she's 4 now. I've still not gotten that, which is very, very strange. I paid at the local government. So sometimes that is one of the problems. But abroad, when you give birth to a child, whether it's a private hospital, it's a government hospital, they are all interlinked. They feed the database. So your information is there. I hope that one day we will grow and get to that place. I think that the government is not going to do it. Some private people will come together and decide to start doing it. It's actually the same reason why we have Facebook and Twitter. If you notice on Facebook will send you a reminder of what you post 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Like my son was born, we put the pictures on social media. It is hard now for me to come and tell you that my son is 4 years when everybody know that 6 years ago the pictures were there. Some people have it, and even before I wake up on the Facebook, could just bring up the picture as a reminder to other people who posted it. So for me to tell you it's 4 years, it's a lie. But we all have a long work to do, and we will play our part, and we hope that other people will also come to the party. Joseph Smith said, "Hello, boss. Elegbete. Jose Mourinho said he needed 2 more additions to his squad. Which area do you think he should address?" I think that for me, Manchester United is the defense. I still don't think that Manchester United have the kind of defenders that they used to have. For a club that used to have people like Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, Dennis Irwin, Gary Nelvey, Yap Stam, Rio Ferdinand, to now have people like Valencia, Ashley Young, Shaw, Luke Shaw, Smalling, playing defense for Manchester United, I think that's a problem. I never supported Man United, but I grew up knowing that I fear Manchester United because at the back from Peter Schmeichel forward to the back to Roy Keane, these are players that, because I always imagine myself playing against them. These are players that will intimidate you. Now you now have in that same team, and that's what happened to Arsenal in the last 12 years. You now have in that same team that have Smalling, Shaw. That the best thing about Luke Shaw is his face when he's, after match, that face, that picture that they show you. It's the best thing about his career. You cannot remember Shaw for one tackle that he made or one goal that he scored or this. I mean, there are times where you have small players in your team. Ashley Cole is a typical example. Not your big barrel-chested, but in his time, it was, for me, one of the best left fullback. Whether playing for Arsenal or playing for Chelsea. In that span of, because he was so good at doing this. My younger ones used to call him Arsenal assistant goalkeeper. Nobody in the history of Arsenal have had more goal line clearance than Ashley Cole. Okay? And then going forward, he also comes in among the goals and does his thing. But then in that same team, you have Martin Keown, you have Ninja Winterburn, you have, let's not talk about Arsenal. So Manchester United, I think if Manchester United need to have only 2 players, what I was expecting was that they will sell quite a lot of players, maybe 4, 5, or 6 players, use the front to solidify the back. We'll bring the back to get a good in, even if he's going to play only 1 or 2 seasons. While he's playing that, you get other players that you bring in. I'll bring the bank to get in Rugeni as well. I'll bring the bank to get Kimmich if I can. Bring on all solid at the back. And then going forward, because you're solid at the back, you can afford to adventure forward. Manchester United actually have players up front that could punish anything. But because going forward, Man United plays with handbrake, they're like, not go too much so that we don't get into trouble. I think that's what causes the problem that makes them end a lot of games in draws instead of winning them. But if I have the money to buy just only 2 players, I think I'll buy 1 center back and 1 left back. I don't like Ashley Young playing as a fullback, as a wing back. I think I'll rather be bringing him from the bench as a sub when we're needing a player that will whip in crosses, a player that would cause problem going forward, rather than having him to come from downtown, for deep downtown and going forward. That's my take anyway. I might be wrong, but I wouldn't do that. Peter Flo, he said, funniest thing is that it was not the first time that Ozil took a picture with Erdogan. Yes, that's true. They just want to make a scapegoat out of Ozil. It is true. It's funny. Like I was telling somebody the other yesterday night, where I was in Lekki with someone. We're having this fish and chips talk over talking sports over it, and I said to the guy that Donald Trump is a bad guy, so everybody say. But he went to England and he was in a photo with the Queen of England. Because he's the Queen of England, nobody's going to say anything. That Erdogan that people talk about, the funny thing is, he met with Theresa May. How come nobody said anything? You understand? So there's so much hypocrisy in the whole setup. That's the way I see it. British people were complaining that Russia poisoned somebody in their ground, blah 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 blah. They went to the World Cup. They had their best performance in 28 years in Russia. So something should not even be said, but some people just know how to create a storm out of a teacup, and it's very, very, very sad. I'm also precious to say, I think the closest player to your description is Harry Maguire. Yes, Harry Maguire is another good player, and the is 65 million. So the market, I would not bother. I would buy him. One, Harry Maguire is a ball playing defender, which is good for today's game. He's composed, he's calm. If Man City can keep John Stone in their team, I don't think John Stone is a fantastic defender. This is my opinion. I might be wrong. I'm not trying to throw shade here. I like Pep Guardiola. I like the way Man City plays, but I don't think that John Stone is your world-class defender. But he's playing for Man City, so if Man City can play him and keep him in their team, I think that Maguire is a player that can come into that Manchester United because one is solid in terms of defending. He's solid. He's very, very aware of his surrounding. He's most of the goals that England considered at the World Cup was because of Walker. People will not agree with me now, but I think Maguire. If Arsenal had the money, I would have said Arsenal should pitch for him and spend, even if it is 80 million, buy Maguire. One, he's an English player. He understands the game. He doesn't need to adapt. It's not going to struggle. Almost every English player loves Manchester United, so it will be a dream come true. He will play with passion. He will play with heart. He will give everything. The lion name will show up. It's advantage of Manchester United. Not like they will not concede goal, but the goal they concede will reduce. That would help the team. It's got, like Peter rightly said, it's got a prowess. He can play from the floor. The last time Manchester United had a defender that can play from the floor was Rio Ferdinand. Since Rio Ferdinand, they have players who play with panic button. So if they can get Harry Maguire and then hijack the Rugani deal, I think it will be a good one for them and their salary. On a good day, if you ask them, behind the scene, they'll tell you. I mean, the coach once asked me to play right fullback. Obviously, I didn't have a choice. If I have a choice, I will not play. I kept on telling him that I'm not comfortable playing right fullback, but he told me because the coach came into the team halfway through the season, and it put two players playing my position. You obviously know that you will not play. You understand? For the very first time, I started praying for people to get injured so that I'll play my preferred position. But then he wanted me to play right fullback because, according to him, my passes are very, very accurate. But he thinks that, when coaches want to use you to satisfy their own tactical maneuvering, to start praising you that I was the best crosser of the ball, I'm very good eye, blah, 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 blah. But I am not fantastic at defending. And the job of a right fullback is to first of all defend. But the good thing is that time we're on a promotion run, our coach got signed up to coach a team in Denmark, and then we needed a coach, and that coach came in. We needed to keep the promotion run going. It would be terrible for you to say you don't want to play in that position to help a team gain promotion. I played right fullback for about 9 games, and it was tasking. I wasn't enjoying my football, but we were winning. And you know how it is. You're not enjoying your football, you are winning, and I was creating assists, I was scoring a few goals here and there, and I felt good. Now, I don't know how to head the ball. I don't like to head the ball, and you want me to play right fullback. So I had to deal with crosses, close my eye to head the ball and all that. But it happened. So I think that actually Young should be given a license to go forward and play from that. And if he wants to go and dive, let him go ahead and dive. But Manchester United should get a natural player. I don't want to talk about Valencia. At least he has adapted very well. He's doing well. So also pushing forward and put a natural in his position. But having said that, I think he's doing well. So if there's only 2 players like Joseph Smith asked, I would have to go with those two. Now let's come to a few of the transfer talk that is making the round, and everybody is jumping, up and down. It seems like the Chelsea team is happy again. Yesterday they played well until Jay was removed, and then they struggle. So it's too early. It's actually too early to say, but something tells me that one way or the other, that might just be pointing towards a particular direction that Chelsea might not have all the materials or all the kind of players that the coach needs. So they need to get his kind of players for him. And we're also hearing the former, really the owner of Napoli, his former team that he was coaching, saying that the coach wanted to sign all his players. All these people can talk upside down. I don't know how true that is, but let's see how it goes. We also hear that Inter Milan are saying they want to sign Messi to counterbalance, to balance the rivalry between them and Juventus. And I keep asking myself, is Inter Milan a rival to Juventus? I don't see the rivalry here. I don't see the rivalry. If you call it Milan, I can understand. But then they want to sign him. We also hear now that Liverpool are planning to sell 10 players. Ings, Judas Iscariot, and a few other players are on that list of 10 players. So here that Arsenal coach, now these days when you hear Arsenal wants to sign player, like, Arsenal, what happened? Also heard Arsenal wants to sign more players. They signed 5. That's what Wenger signed like in 3 seasons. They signed a whole 5 players. Arsenal have signed a whole 5 players. They are still have the guts to be saying they want to sign. Times have changed. I know that will happen in this lifetime, but good enough, it's happening and it's exciting. Juventus are also saying that if they will sell Gonzalo, it's not going to wait for 53 million. If anybody wants to Gonzalo, it's going to be for 80 million. And I'm saying to Juventus, shove him up your behind, because nobody's going to Gonzalo Higuain for 80 million. The thing with Gonzalo Higuain is not a player you will buy and he will sell jerseys for you. Gonzalo Higuain is not a player you will buy that will cause a social media step for you. He is 30. It's not going to give you another 2 or 3 seasons. And Premiership should be logo area for Gonzalo Higuain. He has played in Liga before. Real Madrid is not going to sign him. Barcelona most likely will not sign him. So who's the club that have 80 million? Bayern, I don't needs Gonzalo Higuain to get their job done, to win the league that is their birthright. But I think this season they are going to struggle for that title. I think this season, unless injury happens, Borussia Dortmund look like a team that can cause a bit of a problem. Okay, so let's the comments on the chat here. Peter Flo said, I think Liverpool has done a million for a goalkeeper is insane. I don't think it's insane. It's today's market price. That's today's market. Richarlison of Watford, they are calling 50 million on him. Don't forget that these days, what they judge goalkeepers by now, if you can have a big hand to save and you have good distribution, you can deal with crosses, and then you have that extra edge that Pep Guardiola has brought to football. You can't have, but it checks all the boxes, and that's something very, very big to look into. So when you look at all of that, you say he has really, the money is not big. I mean, Peter, let's be honest, how much would you pay for that goalkeeper? He's young, he's gone to the World Cup, it's good. Also, Precious, you say this craze for ball playing defenders has extended to goalkeeping. Why is the emphasis going away from reflexes to how well a goalie does with his feet? Same ball playing narrative was used for Alisson. Pit Flow, though they are signing players to address key positions on their team. Now let me deal with that. So hold on, guys. Let me take this call from my wife. Yes, babe. What's up? All right, yeah, no problem. Love you, babe. Okay, that's my boss. She's my boss, so Let's give me order now. So I'll come. Well, thank God that's why this broadcast is uncensored. You can take phone call. You can you can even be safe. I've been doing it. Okay, let me address that ball playing thing. First, let's remember that in my days, football was practically two formation. You're either playing 4-2-4 or you're playing 4-4-2. The only person who had a different way of playing football was Louis van Gaal. You know, he invented a whole lot. Louis van Gaal was the most complicated coach back then in the 90s, in the mid-90s. His team was playing all sort of concocted pattern. It was playing sometimes three defenders. It would play a 4-1-3-2 formation, a 4-2-3-1 formation. It was just about everything. But see, the ball playing thing is now that they play lone strikers in football, the fullbacks move forward. Also means that the center back have to press high upward to the center line. So your position, and these days, these are not the days where people want to concede 7, 8, 9 goals anymore. If you want to play there are contenders, pretenders, and strugglers, okay? So when you play against the strugglers, if you notice, when a top team is playing against a lesser team, they sit back. Prior to Mourinho's era in the Premier League, I don't think any team know how to sit back. The traditional English way is get the ball, pump it forward. If you score me 5, I score you 2. It's just like that. So that was how you used to see scoreline. Newcastle Man United 5-4, Tottenham Man United 6-5. Those kind of scores, those kind of tennis scoreline, basketball scoreline. But their times have changed, and as times begin to evolve, we're now using Eden Hazard is a good player. Data, not on ball. In my days, football was judged on just maybe 3 basic things. One, for players, forward playing players, you're judged on your assists and your goals. For defensive players, you're judged on your block and your ability to start attack. For goalkeepers, you're judged on your ability to cut out crosses and to save, your reflexes. That's all. But today, people are judged. Imagine every time they talk about Eden Hazard, they'll tell you things like take on. You have the most take on in the tournament. What is take on? Pass the ball. Let's go. Don't take on anybody. Pass the ball. Move. Let me pass on you. Pass to another person. Don't take on anybody. They don't call you. If everybody they take on, if I want to get 10 over 10 take on, we're not going to score goal. So pass the ball. Stop your take on. We're not interested in your take on. That's one. The most foul player. I tell everybody every day that the reason why he's the most foul player is he's the one who refused to release the ball the most. When Alex Sanchez was playing for Arsenal, he's the same. Also keep the ball to himself too much. Who will listen to you? Kick the bag and make it fall for ground. It's that simple. So when we get past that, get into all these statistics and data and all that, it's a different football entirely that we're talking about. So as soon as tactics change and you see high pressing, you know that there's a very big gap, a 40-yard gap between the center line and the outside line of the goalkeeping area. You see, that small 20-yard box, but that 18-yard box. So between that 18-yard box and the center line is actually 40 meters. So if you have fast-running players, as data shows, some players are faster than the others. Aubameyang is Lacazette. Thierry Henry was faster than Wright or Beckham, for instance. So if you have a fast player and you're defending, that's what Liverpool uses very well. You're defending. If you're waiting for a goalkeeper with reflex who will stay in his box and not come out, they will counter-attack you and 3 players will split the pass and score. So they're not looking, as soon as you see the ball flying in the air, we need a ball playing goalkeeper to read, anticipate it, and start running out to either clear or pick the ball and start the attack. That is why it is like what company does now. Before, when they employ you in a company, your employment letter will tell you that after so number of years or months, your salary will be reviewed. Right now, it's no longer like that. You know, you can work company for 4 years, and somebody who comes in for 2 years will start earning more than you. It is not about value added. Okay, so when you're working in a company, don't look at the company and talk about longevity and long service award. There's no longer long service award. It is value added service award. So if I come into a company, for instance, and they start paying me 100,000, I look at what makes the company make money, and I start looking for how to make sure the company makes more money. You understand? Let me give you this online TV now, for instance. I will do it. You know, every content have its own view. If, for instance, Peter Flo is in Port Harcourt and he files in a report and we create a report out of it and we upload it, and I notice that Peter is sharing it amongst his friends, is creating a buzz, and that his content is generating more views. Let's say we're paying him 10,000 naira a month. Just give it that as a number. That's not what I'll pay anybody. And then people in Lagos or in other places that just, I don't file in my report, I don't send them in. If Peter's own is generating more money, is it not incumbent on me to say, Peter, even though you're doing the same report that other people are coming into to bonus pay? So it's the same thing with football. So once you start giving that value-added service, you become a key asset to the team. So the coaches are coming to us, and you start looking, okay, can I fit in? So all players, it's the same thing with African players. Some of the South American players, why they will always be more expensive in the transfer window than African players, apart from European players who obviously the more they deserve it, is the fact that a South American player comes in with a lot. A South American player comes in with market value, because when a player is transferred, say Brazil to Madrid or Barcelona, Barcelona's followership would increase instantly because that player have large following. African players bring followership because even them they are not active on social media, so it's a minus. African players don't sell shirts because if you sign a South American player, you can sell the shirt the same price you sell it in Europe in their country. They will buy. You cannot sell, for instance, a Juventus shirt in Nigeria now for 65 euro, and any Nigerian person will buy it. Wait, you just wait till you go buy. They will wait for that 1,000 naira. So all of these indices add to the value of players. I don't know if I'm communicating. So all of those add to the value. It's the same thing with the ball playing goalkeeper. If you can make save, you can distribute, you can cut crosses, you are a goalkeeper. If you now have the extra edge of being a ball playing goalkeeper, then you become an expensive goalkeeper. I don't know if I'm communicating, right? Like when you want to employ a broadcaster, if he can talk, he has good knowledge of the game, you employ him. If he cannot research and report and prepare write stories, and the stories are good, you pay him extra. That's the way it works. So it's not wrong to judge goalkeepers by saying they are ball playing goalkeepers. It is just that change is always strange to people. It's to people who are already comfortable with a system. Change is not comfortable to those kind of people. So it affects all of us. Like, okay, football. Like me, right in front of me now, football is changing. I never thought that a day will come where things that is said in the dressing room will become a subject of a movie. But yesterday I saw, and now never. There's this film that Amazon did on Massity, dressing room talk. Huh? I was shocked too, because I used to think that the dressing room is the holies of holies. It's a sacred place. Everything that happened there stays there. Footballers don't even write about what happens in the dressing room. But then it has changed. It has changed completely. I've read a few about footballers not talking about what happened in the dressing room. What coach said on so day so much. I wonder, like, really? Coach, like if you read the Zlatan Ibrahimovic book, Jose Mourinho told everybody to be passing the ball that he will end up, they've won the title already, so that he will end up the highest goal scorer. I said, oh, they do that in Europe right now. And not talking about what happened in the dressing room. I thought it's a sacrifice. So times have changed and we must move. Where did I stop? Okay. Peter Flo said, though they are assigning players to address key position on their team, that I actually stopped. I'm also precious to say, boss, smile change to deep when Madam call enter. If I catch you, I think I need to invite you over to my house one weekend. Let's watch. When the season starts, reminds me, let's watch a game together in my sitting room. That's nice. Then Peter, when you come to Lagos, I still have your jersey. I'm cruising your jersey. Some people came to my house today and took like jerseys. They took about 11 jerseys today. The jerseys that I bought, the ones I remaining now is not up to 30 again. But then let's move on. Evaristus, I don't tell I see this name. Evaristus Eze. He said they really think that Martial is really a good fit for Chelsea. Chelsea sorry, it's Anthony Martial, but I don't know if Manchester United will sell to Chelsea. What is good with Anthony Martial is Anthony Martial is very, very composed going forward. If he gets the confidence, if the coach puts his hand on his shoulder and say, you know what, I like you, I want to build my team around you, my attack, you will be one of the athletes from attack, is a good buy. If Arsenal have the money, I would love Arsenal to go and break the bank and buy him because one, it would be there for long. Aubameyang will still leave the team. Lacazette, I don't trust him. So Martial is that kind of player that will just slot into the Aubameyang team position in the next two seasons. But in a team like Arsenal, he will get playing time. For Sarri's style, yes, I think it would be. But you also need to work because to play for Sarri, you need to work a whole lot. You need to work. Everybody needs to be in the working terms, synchronized workers. But let's see how it goes anyway. Peter Flo say, yes, you are communicating. Okay. Most of the pressures, I understand that I saw rumors linking Chelsea with Pepe Reina, who is already 35, but your explanation makes it clear now. Okay. Also, pressure say, all right, boss, will be a pleasure watching a game with you. I will keep this in mind. Remind me when you're ready, but tell me ahead. And then I'll invite, we'll plan for it now. If we not see popcorn shop, we'll not go drink water. We'll go drink water now. We'll drink water. But for the record, they need to drink alcohol from my house. So you come, no, buy me beer. I need to drink alcohol, and I need to entertain alcohol. I could buy wine, I could give you a bottle of wine. I use wine to cook. So I have a bottle of wine, I can open it, but you guarantee me that you can finish them and you will find your way to your house without falling inside the gutter. Bye for you. Hey, Pete Floyd say, good Lord, this let them not touch mine. Okay, the guy will one person go your corner, can take this one. I will give him away. I'm also impressed. He said Jose is too intelligent. I doubt he will sell Matcha to strengthen forever. I don't think that's why I said I don't think he will do that. I don't think he will do that. Pressure. I said, boss, I be pastor picking, meaning let me not just talk, let me not just go there. Let's not go into that part of the conversation. Let's not deal with that part of the conversation. Let's just take the holiness and keep it there. Let's just take the holiness and keep it there. Well, I think we're just about done with almost everything for the 5 minutes. Is there any question that is out there that I need to deal with? Is there anything that we need to talk? I think I'm enjoying the table talk now, and I must say very big thank you to Thomas Will Precious. You are fantastic. Virus to Easy, thank you for joining us for the first time today. Pip Flo, thank you as well. And the older people, there are people who are watching who are not typing or asking any question. Thank you as well, because you make it easy for me to want to come back every day to do this. Tomorrow, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, what's your take on the new NBA season? It's still Golden State Warriors, my brother. It's even easier now for them. It's still Golden State Warriors. Okay, you are in Port Harcourt. You don't listen to my show in the morning. For those who don't listen to my show in the morning, I think this is an opportunity for me to inform you that I have a show Monday to Friday on Nigeria FM, 7 a.m. to 7:15. And I've also created a window for me, the best Nigeria, apart from Akinbode Oguntoye, the best Nigerian who knows the NBA in it features on my show 4 minutes every day. We call it the buzzer. We had a conversation and we agreed that it will feature on my show every day. Ubaju Chukudi, that finally you got here. So it's good to see that happening. Amasori Precious would love your take on Giwa Pinik Dalong issue tomorrow, sir. Okay, tomorrow, if you show up tomorrow, just raise the question and I think I'll be able to break it down. Peter Flo, with the transfer of King James to Lakers. The thing is, Lakers does not have the complementary squad. Basketball is hard. It's hard, and then James is not getting any younger, so it doesn't. They don't have the complementary squad around his perimeter to be able to do something. I think maybe over the next 3 years, Lakers will begin to compete for the title. But this next season, 2018, 2019, it's still Golden State Warriors. They're still the best team. They're even getting stronger and getting better. The team is balanced. There's no team. All the free agencies were scattered. So all the people that are supposed to come together to form an alliance of strength or Avengers or something, they all distribute themselves and weaken. So the rest of the teams are not strong enough to deal with Golden State Warriors. Meanwhile, Golden State Warriors did not lose anybody. Kevin Durant. I was thinking that Kevin Durant, who is a friend of LeBron James, would terminate his contract and go and join the Lakers, but that didn't happen. Not everybody wants to stay in LA. California is not a layer for everybody. Some people want to stay where they are. So for that, it's going to be difficult. But let's see how it goes. State Warriors, the Galacticos of the NBA. Yes, I agree with you. I'm also precious to say my boss is sitting directly opposite me and wondering why I am laughing. Thanks for an educative and entertaining time. I hope your boss not go vessel. Say you use office internet, they watch YouTube. Because for some company, the sack person. As much as I want people to watch me, I want people to keep their job. If your boss go sack you, don't watch them. Not using an office internet. The worst thing to have is to say I was watching the Daffy and they sacked me because of that. It will be very, very bad. But I think I enjoyed my time that I spent with you people. I love the fact that we can rub mind and get to know each other. I am covered. This is my lunchtime. Okay. Unless that's fine. If it's your lunchtime, then it's fine. That was why earlier when I was doing Facebook, until Facebook's time is baby, Facebook was not threatening me. Can you imagine? I had put content on our platform for free. Then they threatened me. They even banned me for 2 weeks because I was arguing with them. They banned they blocked my account for 2 weeks. Facebook was controlling me, telling me I need to do business account, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like, what is wrong with you people? I have a YouTube channel already. You want me to go and create a Facebook business account that they will be paying me? I said, no, I'm okay with my YouTube. I want to stay with YouTube. If I have content, maybe when we move to our office, I will create a business account on Facebook and see what we can do. But right now, I think I like what I do on YouTube, and I like the technical partnership that YouTube also provide for me in terms of training for young people. I'm not sure I've told you guys about my foundation, Elegbete. You can check our YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, and see the video by Elegbete using ICT to help children from, for not so good homes and all that. And I like the partnership that they've given to me. That's why I'm staying on YouTube, even though YouTube is difficult. If I do the same video on Facebook, I will get over 50 viewers. But what I'm saying on YouTube is the kind of support and partnership that they've given me over the time. Peter, I say, would love to slide into your DM. You know that you're no longer my friend. You're my brother. So talk to me anytime. I'm here to listen to you. You know that people will not know me. I say I did rude and arrogant, and I enjoy when people say that. I love it a whole lot because the truth is, it also helps you to fence yourself from too many people. Because sometimes if you give too many people your time, you'll be distracted. You'll not be able to get to your goal. So you must choose the people who you want to. Sometimes you make mistake by choosing the wrong people, and so you also make a mistake by leaving behind the right life. That's how life is. Jesus picked Judas Iscariot. So it's life, it does happen. But as to say, they say, I miss your bed guardian tips. So do you still provide it? If you listen to my show on radio, I provide bed tips a lot, like every day. If you, I tell you, enjoy, especially this season that is coming. I have a whole lot of plans on the table talk. Just pray for us to get the facilities we're looking to get. When we get our office sorted out, all of this complaining about beds and all that, it's going to be out. I mean, the plan, Precious and a few of the guys backstage have come up with a very good plan. The fans will be consistent with us. We invite, let's hang out together. It's like, let's just have fun. We get a popcorn machine or ice cream machine. Let's just have fun and watch football match, and after that, and talk and snap pictures and go. Just a very simple, beautiful hangout, and then give people the opportunity to come to see where we're working. We're hopefully working on that, but just pray for us. We're trying to get some facilities from the bank, and you know how it is. It's tough. It's tough, especially when you want to start business in Nigeria where nobody is willing to support you. You know, the idea is don't support him so that he doesn't get bigger than you. But God has been faithful. I mean, I got fired almost a year now. Last year, August 15th, stretched to, if you get that office, I will stretch to about 25. I mean, it's something. It's something. It makes me feel fulfilled, and it makes me feel happy. Makes me feel good. Pit Flow say being a Zlatan does not make you cocky, but confidence in your ability. Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. People don't get it. You know, people don't get that part of life. Like in Nigeria, people mistake confidence for arrogance. Once you're confident, once you're sure of what you can do, you're sure of yourself, people start constricting. What we do in Nigeria is everybody wants everybody to be on the same level. So once you grow, once you're trying to grow, the easiest way is to pull you down to come to their level. And once they can't get direct scandal on you, like okay, they can't get this guy is a rapist, this guy steal my money, this guy is sleeping with another person. What they do is they attack your confidence, your arrogance, your pride. Pride goes before the fall. I mean, a lot of people do that, but if you focus, so that don't just small sunfly that will bite you, doesn't have virus, it just bites your skin with that. And by tomorrow is gone. You have to move on with your life. You have to soldier on. But then tomorrow, these are some of the things that I will look. That book, I Am Zlatan, is an eye opener. That book is incredible. The book, every time is up there. Sure, you can see it there. I Am Zlatan. I can't give my book out to anybody because I did that before. It cost me. It made me and my former colleague that I worked with we're not in talking terms to this very day. Because when I consider how I had to buy a book from Amazon or buy from abroad, and then I get it here, and then I borrow it to you, and then you misplace the book, and you're acting like, but it's just a book now. Why are you getting angry? It's just a book. I hate it when people say that to me, like, but it's just a book. That pisses me off. So it keeps me going. I'm also very precious. I have to get back to work now. Tomorrow is another day by God's grace. Evaristo, Speed, and everyone catch up tomorrow. You too. I think we're done for today. I've had great fun with you guys. I mean, it seems to be getting better every passing day for me now, and I am. Ola Timothy, my guy, why did you quit radio? I didn't quit radio. Radio, they sacked me in Brilla. It does not mean I quit radio. I still have a show on Nigeria FM. I have a 15-minute show on Nigeria FM, 7 a.m. to 7:15. And then what I'm doing now, is it not the same thing like radio? Radio is for us to talk now. So if you join me here, this is 1 hour. I spend 1 hour talking to people. It's something we can all enjoy. I let you into my world. It's something we can all enjoy. So don't say radio. Radio is, maybe you have a conventional idea that it has to be that box, that radio, go to that office. This is broadcasting. I'm broadcasting from my house to the world. So you can join in anytime. Come in with the same question you would have loved to ask me on radio, and I'll try my best to answer the best way that I can. I hope you understand. Pete Floyd said, if they know difficult to get one, if they know how difficult it is to get one, they don't. And so they can just say, come on, book. That's what they say. Thanks for your time, and thanks for your time too. I want to say a very big thank you to everybody. Ola Timothy, Pete Flo, Almost Precious, Everestus Easy, everyone who's been part of the show today. Thank you. Let's do it again tomorrow. Elegbete TV Table Talk comes up every day, 3 p.m. to 4. Today we delayed because we had technical problems, so we have to start. And as promised, I had to keep the 1 hour for you people, because if you spend your time and your data wanting to talk with me, I should be able to give that time. My name is Matthew Esiogane, and please spread the gospel of Elegbete TV. Let's have a lot more people on the show daily. It's not going to happen overnight, but it will grow. I mean, I've been here for 1 hour with only one person before. Today we'll sustain 6 people consistently, and try share the video, let people enjoy what we're doing and see how they can be part of it. Vanessa says, I appreciate your time and effort in improving our knowledge of the game. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate your time as well. It's big deal to me, because now, when people listen to me on radio, I don't think I'm spending money, but this, I know that you're spending money to listen to me because it's your data. This, I appreciate it. The people who listen here obviously are the fans. Subscribe to Elegbete TV and be a part of what we are doing. Like I said to some guys yesterday, Elegbete TV would entertain you, would inform you, would address some societal issues. But beyond that, Elegbete TV might just employ somebody that you know. You know how it feels like when you send me a direct message and you say you have somebody who's read mass com, who's done this, I should give the person employment. And at the end of the month, I'm paying that person maybe 50,000 or 100,000. You've actually, out of your support, you're subscribing to Elegbete TV and supporting Elegbete TV, help to give somebody a job that you might not have the space to employ, but you've created a job for the person. So we're not doing, this is not doing a one-man show, but this is all of us. And I hope that we will all be able to take this to where it is and will contribute our quota rather than just be people who complain. We'll contribute our quota to develop our country and also chart a new course for sports and football in Nigeria and the West Africa. Jim Ababatunde, nice job, boss. I joined late, but I enjoyed a few minutes. I mean, thank you very much. Tomorrow is another time, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. every day, Monday to Friday. Saturdays and Sunday, the show is not on. I use that time to rest and do other things. But it's exactly 59 minutes and a few seconds. It's time to take a bath. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Let's do it again tomorrow. And we'll continue to do it as the number increases. But do well to subscribe to Elegbete TV, watch a few other videos, and drop a comment because there are some things we might not be doing well. Observe and tell us what we're not doing well so that we can improve. Tell us the things that you think we can also add. Maybe some kind of content you think we should add. We'll think about it with our creative people and see if we can add, because together, all of us can make it happen. Thank you very, very much once again. Bye-bye.